I could not be prouder to welcome my next guest back to the Late Late Show, who over the past few months has been kicking himself into the NFL history books, one punt at a time. 3 years ago, he never even kicked in American football, but since then he's gone on from being the goalkeeper for St. Pat's Mayo Bridge to the place kicker for the New Orleans Saints. Would you please welcome the NFL's very own star of the County Down, Charlie Smyth. Charlie, welcome to the show. Welcome back. Huge congratulations. As you can hear, so many people following your story.
It's been incredible. The support from home, Paddy, has been unbelievable. So just extremely grateful for it all, and great to be back, I suppose. Too.
What is it like to hear the words Charlie Smyth, lead kicker for the New Orleans Saints?
Look, it's been pretty nice now, I have to say. And look, this past 6 weeks, or however long ago it was now, 8 weeks ago maybe, and it's just been such a whirlwind. Going from maybe just sitting in the dark, to finally getting to play on Sundays has just been incredible. And just look, again, I just want to thank the support from everybody at home. It's just, I've really felt it, and it's been unbelievable.
I mean, the last time you were on this show, you had just started kicking a football. You were heading there.
Yeah.
You'd been signed by the Saints. Were you going there in hope or expectation? Honestly, now that you've got there, can you tell us what was going through your mind back then?
No, it was an expectation of playing. Like, I knew
even back then.
Yeah, well, that's why it was going. Now, don't get me wrong. There were days where you're in the process, you're in the middle of it, where you're questioning if the chances are ever going to come. But the expectation going over here was to get playing on Sundays, and look, just extremely grateful to have had the chance the last 6 games of the season. But that's a result of the process of the everyday grind of turning up, not knowing if you're ever going to get playing. And look, I suppose it's just been a product of working in the dark, to eventually get your days, out in the sunshine. And it's been unbelievable, Paddy. I'm just so grateful.
It's amazing to sign with an NFL team and get on the roster. How much more difficult is it to go from that to be on the team?
Yes, I suppose, you're on the practice squad, and, probably the outside world thinks that you're only on the team because you're this international guy. And look, that international spot was so good for me to have, and extremely grateful to the NFL, to open the doors to say, look, we want to grow the game internationally, and we want to have more, international athletes playing.
But there's only 32 kickers in the NFL.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to miss, and if you do miss, you're gone. So getting to one of those 32 spots.
Yeah, look,
hardcore.
Those 32 spots are, very coveted, and even just to hold on to them now, I want to go to that next level now to try and become one of the best guys in the league. And look, it's very hard to get playing. As you said, Paddy, there's 32 spots in the world for this, and right now I hold one of them, but the season's over.
Yeah, well, hang on. Let's go back and tell us how you got that spot, because the season started, you didn't have the spot. Mm-hmm. What happened? When did you get your chance?
Look, just it was just a result of maybe a little bit of misfortune with our other kicker at the time. And look, I'm just sitting there. I'm turning up every Monday and Thursday, kicking on my own, and just hoping that something's going to come good. And look, I got the chance then to compete for the job then, and playing against the Dolphins, there was a chance in competing against 2 other guys, and one of them who's arguably the best kicker ever in NFL history on the Tuesday. We made it through that.
So the guy who had the spot, he missed just 2 or 3 kicks?
Well, it was a little bit more than that, but in the previous game he missed 2,
and then you didn't get the spot. You were up against 2 other people to basically
there was like
go
a
for
trial
the spot.
again that week, and that week was a really important week, and that was probably my best week of practice I've had since I've been there. So I feel like when the brights are lighter, then it's kind of when I can perform a little bit better. So it's just it was a great week now.
I mean, the whole of County Down was just going mad whenever we heard that you'd got the spot against the Dolphins. Talk to us about the first game. Your Miami Dolphins, legendary team. You're up against them. It's in Miami, 64,000 in the stadium, coast to coast, going to America.
Yeah.
You're walking out. How do you feel?
Yeah, look, I felt prepared just because of the week that the fact that there was a trial through the week and I'd come through that. So I was like, there's nothing more that I can face this week that's going to faze me more than, than playing a game and just going out onto the field and trusting all the work that you've done over this last, 2 years, I suppose. And it was great to have my family out as well. I'm a coach, Tag, who's here as well. And, I got to tell them on the Friday morning and they booked the flights the Friday night and they were in Miami by the Saturday night. Obviously with the time difference as well, which, made it a little more difficult too. But
we have a little picture of the family here. This is the guys. This before or after? This is before the game or after the game?
This is before the game, yeah. This is just after I had my warm-up kicks on the game and I got to say hello for a little while. And,
okay, brilliant. So, the family lands out.
Yeah.
Big opportunity, and most people would sort of want a couple of wee sort of shorter kicks, baby kicks to try to get the eye in, get the leg in. Not you. This is Charlie's first kick from his own half. 56-yard field goal attempt.
Yeah.
This is 56 yards away. The kick, it's up, it's out, and it's good. Charlie Smyth.
So good. I mean, just saying the words, a guy from Mayo Bridge is now playing in the NFL. That's something out of a movie, really. I mean, how does it feel looking back on the last few months?
The last few months, they were, especially before I got playing, they were challenging, especially not knowing if your chance would ever come. But then when you get the chance, you're just, you're really trying to take pride and there's a deeper meaning to what you're doing. So you can think of all your controllable thoughts, but then you think of who you're representing. You're getting to represent the people of Mayo Bridge, your family, the Smyth name, the people at Down who've been unbelievably supportive as well. And
the whole of Ireland.
And Ireland as well, So I took that down in my notes before every game about, who am I getting to represent. And that kind of gives you that deeper meaning of, it's not just about me, it's about giving people something to talk about at home and, especially my family. And look, it's just been class, Paddy. I'm just so grateful for everything.
Look, it's been better than class. I mean, you've already tied the New Orleans Saints record for 5 successful kicks in a game. You also, this was so cool. You also hit the winning kick against the Panthers. There was just seconds to go in this game. You've been brought out for the kick. What's going through your head?
Yeah, look, I was just really grateful to the offense and the team to do a great job to help put the field goal unit in a position to go in the game. And I was like, those are the moments you're craving for as a kicker, to try and help your team win in the last seconds of the game. And look, I was pretty calm going out there. And
we weren't.
I know, I can tell.
I have to say, the last seconds of the game, here's Charlie coming out to do his stuff.
It's Charlie Smyth, who a couple years ago didn't even know the International Pathway Program existed. Went to a tryout, got noticed, and the Irish-born kicker with the division on the line for Carolina. Charlie Smyth from 47. It's on the way. It is good. The conquering hero of Ireland has given New Orleans the lead.
Oh, man, how cool is that?
Yeah, those were cool moments. Probably something, whenever all this is over, that I'll really get to enjoy. I want to sit back and look at all the memories that we've created over this last 10 years, or hopefully when it comes to that stage, because I'm thinking of the next season already.
I can see the look in the eye.
Yeah, so that's the way the mindset is. I'm not satisfied with what I've done because I feel like there's a higher standard I can reach again. But I feel like those 6 games were a great learning process, and stuff that I can take into the off season now to work on, and there's plenty of stuff to work on, Paddy.
When you do something like that, what's the celebrations like that night? What did you get up to?
I see, to be honest, because it's such a long day. It's like you're waking up maybe 4 or 5 hours before the game. That game was actually a later game, so it's kind of like an all-day process of waiting, and then you're getting warmed up 3 hours before the game because we have to get our kicks in before the rest of the team comes out to get warmed up.
Okay.
And then the game's 3 hours long, and then after the game I says, look, I just want to get some pizza and have some beers with my mum, dad, and girlfriend and sister. And look, that that was a cool night now, I have to say. But I wasn't fit to do anything after. I was just like, get me a sofa and let me watch the rest of the football.
Brilliant.
You know, so
Brilliant. I mean, the one question we all want to know, you know, how does the New Orleans Saints setup compare to Mayo Bridge?
Look, I'm not going to sit here and diss Mayo Bridge, right?
Well, I'm not dissing Mayo Bridge either.
We have 3 great fields in Mayo Bridge.
They do, and a good ball wall too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but it's just next level. It's next level. You can think one of the machines out in our training room costs $60,000 just to do electromagnetic pulses on your leg. That's just one example. It's just there's so much money and resources that's pumped into it that you can never imagine being pumped into football at home, and it's just an unbelievable setup, Paddy. You know,
well, so that's what they do for you in New Orleans, but in Mayo Bridge they do something different. This is Gorman's Bar. This is how you know you've made it. This is what Gorman's Bar did. They changed the name of the beer for one of the game, the Charliesburg.
That was my friend that did that.
If you don't like that, there's Smyth Wicks. There you go. All good.
Yeah. No, look.
So look, whenever you started out, your dream was to get to the NFL. Once you got there, your dream was to start in a game. You've done that too.
Yeah.
What's the next dream?
Well, the next dream is to establish yourself in the league and be known as one of the best guys in the league. And I feel like I've got the talent to do that. And you know, you're not just kind of representing yourself. You're representing the other guys coming through. And there's a lot of guys going to top college programs, you know, in America. And I feel like if I do well, that kind of helps their cause as well. And the more Irish there are in the league, then the better it is for all of us. And the more guys I can kick with in the off season and have a good time with and play golf with, and you know, just that's kind of what the next step is. But yeah, for me, it's to become one of the best guys in the league, and I feel like we can do that.
Charlie, it is an absolute pleasure to have you here. Thanks for coming back to see us.
Yeah.
Come back and see us whenever you make it to the Super Bowl. One more time, Charlie Smyth.
The last time as well.
Oh yeah.